This is a presentation of RVT Entertainment.
Hey, yo.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true.
Because I'm better than you, and you know it.
In the back, there are men and women, seasoned professionals, dues paid in full, gunning to be the best.
I'll always light the way, and all you have to do is let me in.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly. The cream of the crop. Nobody does it better.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Critical Role, where a bunch of nerdy-ass voice actors play Dungeons and Russ. Like, wait, what the fuck? Hey, you got the wrong fucking script again. Send that to Matt Mercer. Poor guy's got to read my script. Ugh. Hey, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Wrestle-Cast. Yes, that was my April Fool's joke, okay? It's April 1st. Wrestle-Cast presented by RVT Entertainment on Podomatic.com, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever else we find this fine audio recording live on RVT Entertainment official Twitch.tv channel. We talk about professional wrestling both in the independent scene and the mainstream. So, you know, I fucked that up. My name's Matty, and he's TWK.
Hello, I'm TWK, and I am a sports entertainer.
See, you know what? The fact that, you know what? You're gonna kill it with the Jericho Appreciation Society. You're gonna do just fine there.
Who needs continuity and good writing when we have sports entertainment?
You know what? Even with the Jericho Appreciation Society, there will be continuity. It's not like the other place up in Stanford. Anyway, joining us, ladies and gentlemen, as always, Shintigercurl. Are we on the internet?
How you know me?
Uh-oh. We know you from the internet.
What's the internet? Who is this internet? Who are they?
It's a place. It connects us all together electronically.
Who is us?
The world, everyone.
Who is everyone? Who are these people? I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, Shintigercurl has been taken over by Robert De Niro.
How you know my name and I don't know who you are?
Because we've seen your movies.
What movies? Which ones? Where'd you see them?
Heat.
You know.
There was Taxi.
Oh, that's a classic.
Taxi Driver.
Who showed you these movies? What's their names?
You know, they're broadcasting in these theaters and shown on television.
Who showed them? Who showed these? Who are these people? What's the mother's maiden name?
AMC, Cineplex.
I watched, your movies on HBO.
You're telling me that you fucked my mother? Is that what you're telling me?
No!
You motherfucker. You fucked my mother. I can hear the guilt in your fucking voice. You fucked my mother, didn't you?
That doesn't make sense. Isn't she already dead?
My mother's been dead for 6 fucking years. How the fuck did you fuck her?
Well, are you accusing me of being a time traveler now?
So you're saying you invented a time machine and went back in time and fucked my mother?
No!
Yeah, went back and did a little time fucking, didn't you? Yeah.
No!
You saying to me that you fucked my mother and now you're my father?
No, I'm not saying that at all!
Son of a bitch! How dare you fucking go? You did some time fucking. That's what you did. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
How you doing, Shin?
Doing okay. Enjoying a burger. Last rip on WrestleMania, which we don't give a shit about.
Hey, look, we'll get to that because that's where we're going to open with. I mean, there's no clips because we have about 80 minutes to get all this shit packed into one show, plus the news, plus everything goddamn else going on. It's a good thing we previewed a lot of the shows from GCW around last week. And for those wondering, I'm doing well. Shin says, how's your Friday evening? I'm doing okay. Supersonic was asking it. Cyber Rider, I went to Icons of Wrestling last week at the 2300 Arena. You jealous, Matty? No. I'll get there eventually. Good on you.
Yeah, we're very proud of you. Also, props Impact Wrestling for making the 2300 arena look as modern as I've ever seen it.
I think a lot of it is just the 2300 arena looking good. They had a few renovations as of late, so
I guess I'm just used to it looking like the old 90s bingo hall.
but the 2300 looks beautiful now, for sure. We were watching a lot of Impact, and that arena looks boss as hell. Now, no clips. We have a stinger. Oh, I did not have to look hard for that stinger. Good Lord. We will discuss this at the winners and losers because, yeah, that does involve that. And we have your winners and losers. We got the chat. This week is WrestleMania weekend, and yet normally we shit on the Fed, and don't get me wrong, we are going to shit on the Fed again, but it's their big weekend. Let's be fair here. It's WrestleMania. We got to give it some attention. And I know I say it all the time with the big four of the pay-per-views. I'm like, I don't think we've previewed it. No, we have previewed a pay-per-view. It was very quickly, and, we toss winners. Out of nowhere. We will do that as well. Don't get us wrong. But we're going to start with that. Of course, Tita Biz has his pile of news. How big is your pile of news?
It's not too big.
All right, cool. We got some time then. Of course, AEW happened, and we know. Oh, bunny. Everyone was thinking Athena, and I call Tony Storm, baby. We'll get to that. But let's begin, ladies and gentlemen, by me showing the stuff on the screen you're supposed to see, because I'm an idiot. Trying to do a Critical Role intro, trying to spook you into thinking you got the wrong fucking show. Despite the fact that you're hearing the right fucking music. Look, I try with these things. Anyway, let us begin with WrestleMania weekend, which WrestleMania Saturday, which begins at the American Airlines Center for NXT Stand and Deliver. No takeover, just stand and deliver. So you know the brand is well and goddamn dead. Then again, NXT champion Dolph Ziggler kind of puts a nail in the coffin, doesn't it? Doesn't it?
I don't know.
You can throw your jokes out. I know you guys don't care for the Fed. I don't particularly care, but I'm still going to my sisters and her newly minted husband, and we're gonna watch WrestleMania Night 1 together. I'm going to have fun with it.
Oh, I hope you do. Honestly, this is really showing just how little I have interest in it, is that I'm still on the fence of how much WrestleMania match you're going to watch. And
that's the crazy part. Here's the thing. On hype, it's shit. But on paper, or on screen, technically, this is not a bad 3-card weekend for the Fed. I mean, on paper, it's not the worst looking thing. We have seen worse looking cards.
Yeah, but my interest level is.
Oh, for me, it's rock fucking bottom. Like the only reason I have an interest in it is because I have to watch it with some friends and family. So
it's just pure apathy at this point.
Yeah.
And like a lot of things, just even whoever I don't even know who's challenging Dolph Ziggler for the NXT title. I just don't care.
Braun Breaker. We'll get to that, of course. But so for those wondering what's our interest level, zilch, nada, nothing. But it is wrestling, so that's what it is. So American Airlines Arena Takeover, because it's supposed to be called Takeover. God damn it! It is the NXT production. Here's the card as it stands. Actually, Supersonic. Enigma Extreme. I'm only interested in Seth's opponent because everyone's calling Cody Rhodes, and even Cody Rhodes going, "Wait, what?" We'll get to that. The card reads as follows: Toxic Attraction will begin the evening's festivities as Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. The third lady is the lady who's going to be upper in the card. They're taking on Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. Yes, they were in a feud. It was a blood feud. They got better. NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. I would like to think Dr. Britt and Reba, Rebel. I think they would win. I don't know about you guys.
I'd say Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy.
Ooh, good call. Good call. Teed up?
I think Toxic Attraction are keeping the tag belts.
You can have some fun with this. I know you don't care.
There's just so little for me to care about with these shows. If you're expecting anything other than apathy, other than out of more than a few matches, then you're going to be sorely disappointed.
Fair. But here's the thing. Yes, I'm apathetic, but all three of us were riffers, right?
I can't even have fun with it at this point. It's not even fun.
Then make it fun.
I can't even riff it. It doesn't. It would feel way too forced coming from me.
So basically, you feel like Team 4-Star trying to do the Boo Saga.
Essentially, yeah.
That's an analogy right fucking there. Yeah, I think talking this Toxic Attraction to retain. NXT North American Championship. The champ is Carmelo Hayes with Trick Williams at ringside. Santos Escobar, Solo Sikoa, Grayson Waller, and Cameron Grimes to the moon. It's a fatal five-way ladder match. But away.
It's good to know at least NXT cares about their mid-card belts still.
If they were smart, they'd put that belt on Santos Escobar. He's too damn good.
He is. I've watched a few episodes of NXT. Santos Escobar is relatively intact from the transition, which is a good thing.
I would say either Escobar or Grimes.
I would not mind seeing Solo Sikoa with that. They've been building him up as well. This is one of those situations where you pick a guy and it's not exactly the wrong answer. That's not a bad thing. Tommaso Ciampa takes on Tony D'Angelo in the singles match, and it has been revealed through a chair. There was a date, and apparently Tommaso Ciampa, this is his farewell NXT matchup.
Na 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 na. Hey, good luck.
Yeah, we all know Tony D's going over.
You know what? It's one of those things where I hated the vignettes, but the character is kind of growing on me on NXT.
I saw some of his work. I'm like,
he's not bad.
It's pretty good.
Like, when you put it together in the ring, he actually has a decent gimmick.
Yeah.
That could have gone, from the vignettes, that could have been absolute disaster. The fact that it was like that, the thumbs are up.
Maybe this is because one of my boys happens to be Big Vito from WCW.
Fair.
Absolutely
fair. NXT Women's Championship Fatal 4-Way. Cora Jade, Io Shirai, Kaylee Ray, the challengers, the champion, Mandy Rose.
I'd like to see Io Shirai already had her run, so part of me thinks Mandy Rose is going to retain. But then again, she's had the title for a very long time, so maybe Kaylee Ray? Maybe.
That's where I'm aiming, but I could see either or. Personally, though, Batgirl.
Don't really care.
No. They got a magical girl. I got you. Sailor Moon, so you could put her against Saray. That's a dream match, brother. Book it. Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm trying, boys. I'm trying, folks. I was entering thinking, okay, we're gonna rip the shit out of this, and one of them's going, don't care. Literally pulling an Orange Cassidy.
I can only do so much.
Huh?
I can only do so much.
We're trying, folks. Imperium, Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel, they're defending their tag team titles in a triple threat, so they're getting everybody in this card. Creed Brothers, that's Brutus and Julius, and MSK, that's Wes Nash and Wes Carter, NXT tag titles.
I think that Imperium's keeping them.
Leave the belt on Imperium. They're literally the best tag team in the entire company.
Keep the belts on the Imperium.
Yep.
Keep the ring sacred!
And speaking of Imperium, LA Knight takes on Walter. I refuse to call him by his G name.
Gunther.
Walter.
Teed up. Don't do it.
Don't do it. I mean, we have to call him by
You know
his name,
what?
right?
The fact that he's putting effort to troll us, leave him be. It's like, well, we ain't going to get much effort out of this one. We may as well get a joke out of it anyway.
You get one more.
Glad and open.
You get one more, and then I gotta punish you.
Can someone
But
tell
yeah.
me why Shin's acting all kinky all of a sudden?
But
Seems
yeah,
really out. Seems really out of
yeah.
character.
Honestly, LA Knight is just he's too big for NXT right now. He needs to be on the main roster.
He is too big for NXT, and yet the minute he touches a main roster, he is a lost cause.
Unless they immediately strap a rocket to him and don't let go.
He's got the charisma to pull it off.
He's got the move set to build off that charisma.
He's not the best wrestler in the world, but in this version of WWE, he's perfect. Not too indie to be indie. He's got the body. He's got the charisma.
Mic work on
point. Yeah, been on point for a decade almost.
Vince would have to be a fool to fuck him up.
Well, look what they did with the EC3.
I know. I'm just saying.
Screwed him up so bad that he is now doing Control Your Narrative.
And we see all that worked out for you, huh, EC3?
Actually, there's a clip from him by EC3 explaining they was mistyped. And I said, but look what I'm trying to do with this. Like, those 3 moves, and they're going to be even more relevant in my company. Because they're overused. And he literally was screaming, they're over-fucking-used! I'm like, he's not wrong!
He may not be, but as it is saying, hey, you can do whatever you want, except for these things. It's anything goes. No rules except for these rules. It seems really counterintuitive.
Oh, shit, Supersonic. Fuck Control Your Narrative, it sucks. Did you see it? Because I'm curious. This is a curious mind going, okay, I want to hear it from fans, because I know they've held shows.
I have no interest in watching it.
Well, me neither, but there's a morbid curiosity coming from it.
Not for me. Nope.
While he answers, Dolph Ziggler defends the NXT Championship. Yes, I said defends against Braun Breaker. Call him Rick fucking Steiner. Call him Braun Steiner. It's right fucking there. He's probably inducting his daddy.
If they're if they're not gonna call him by his name as a Steiner, then what the fuck is the point of him winning it on the same weekend as the Steiners? They barely even acknowledge that he is a Steiner.
I mean, all you do is just look at him and listen to him, and it's pretty obvious. So I don't know why they're hiding it at all.
And yet, when he won it, guess who was there to celebrate with him? Daddy Dearest, Dog-faced Gremlin.
I was kind of on board for him for his title run, leading the new Vanguard and all that. And then they had him lose the belt to fucking Dolph Ziggler.
Hey, he didn't get pinned.
Still, he lost the belt.
And he's going to get it back.
But against Dolph Ziggler, okay, you beat Dolph Ziggler. Everybody's beaten Dolph Ziggler. I've beaten Dolph Ziggler, and I'm not even a wrestler.
Hey, for those wondering, we're not kidding. We've played a WWE video game with Dolph Ziggler. I pinned Dolph goddamn Ziggler. Made him goddamn tap, too.
You want to know who would have been better in this role? Fucking AJ Styles.
He does have more credibility, but I think the whole reason they used Dolph Ziggler is because they weren't doing anything with him at the moment. They're like, since you're obviously not going to be on WrestleMania, you want to go to NXT instead?
You want to put over a couple of kids? And he probably went, well, it's tradition. Sure.
Hey, it beats just staying in Titus Catering for the entire weekend.
And you know what? He's probably a kind of guy that feeds off heat anyways.
I mean,
coming into booze with a championship that is held sacred. You know what? If you're going to slaughter a sacred cow, get someone who can take it to heat.
And Dolph Ziggler does consider himself the real deal #heel.
Dolph Ziggler is the WWE equivalent to Yamcha. All the potential in the world, but just squandered.
Yeah. Yep. I can't disagree with that.
Yep. Well, he's still got that money to make cash in on Alberto del Douchebag.
Yep, he does.
That was a hell of a pop.
Yep.
I don't know what this Dolph Ziggler is, but it sounds
disappointing. Well, let us begin with the big show, WrestleMania Night 1 and 2 from the AT&T Stadium. I have seen the reveal by the bunch of people who do trick shots. How Ridiculous says hello, by the way. They're better. But set looks badass.
Yeah, it looks pretty
A lot
nice.
better than the one they had a couple of years ago. I remember watching that back.
You don't like just the big stage? You don't like just a big, huge screen?
Big
that's like
fucking stage, WrestleMania letters on top. Looks gorgeous.
This one looks fine. You know, it's got the
Looks
big
fine.
star.
It's gorgeous. It's fine. It's got the star because it's Texas. Fine. It's a good looking stage. Also, CJ in the chat. I beat Dolph in a guitar battle and car race. Not too difficult, I gather. All right, so here's what they're doing here. Now, I am not too sure of the... Actually, we are sure of a few things. Now, the placement of the mid-card is subject to change, but we know that the first match on Night 1 and the main event of Night 1 and Night 2 are basically decided, so we're going to read it as they've been arranged. Night 1, Saturday, April 2nd, will begin with Becky Lynch defending the Raw Women's Championship against Bianca Belair. The story of this one is simply hair. Give me a head with hair, long, beautiful hair. Somebody got a haircut.
This will be just like last year, but less important.
Did you say someone got a haircut? Did they cut Bianca's hair?
Well, that's the thing. That was a story. Becky, big time Bex, because Ric Flair's a dick. She tried to cut Bianca's hair, but Bianca got the scissors and cut Becky's hair. They made a video of her getting sprucing up the haircut, and actually she doesn't look half bad.
Alrighty then.
Looking fine.
Here's hoping that they give Bianca the belt and correct the mistake they made at SummerSlam.
I think that's the intention of the story. It was like, all right, the big build up. It's a fuck up, but at the very least, we're getting a decent one-on-one match to start the show.
Yeah.
Like I said, on the card, they could do much worse. But as far as winner, I mean, yeah, Bianca Belair or Lita or Amy Pond maybe.
Don't think anyone's having fish fingers and custard here.
And anybody else got a redhead joke? Besides my little sister, because she's not a joke. She would I know she doesn't listen to my show. I'm going to move on. Rey and Dominic Mysterio take on The Miz and Logan Paul. It's a tag match.
Two multi-time world champions, Dominic Mysterio, and then you got this fucking douchebag in this match. Fuck this match!
The guy that's single-handedly ruining professional boxing.
And the guy who
you tune in to see his head getting his head knocked off, and then they put him to put tomato cans in front of him, or no, if he's facing an actual boxer, it's an exhibition. Put him in the ring with Mike Tyson, right fucking now, and see Mike Tyson punch his fucking lights out.
Tyson has too much respect for boxing to just not go easy on him. Yeah, he would kill.
Dude. All you need him is enough motivation to beat the piss out of a pissant YouTuber.
He would skin him and lay on his skin like a bearskin rug in front of a fireplace.
You think you're a real boxer? I'll teach you real skills. Just give me 5 minutes. I'll knock his block off.
He would.
Yep.
Anyway, this one, Mysterio from Spider-Man No Far From Home.
Let's see. Since they're a tag team, they're probably going to do with a duo gimmick, so...
Oh, true. Yeah. Damn.
Batman and Robin.
Good call. Good call.
With the bat nipples.
Beans and rice.
Ah. Good call. Good call. Drew McIntyre versus Baron Happy Corbin. Madcap Moss is at ringside, apparently.
Waste of Drew McIntyre!
Didn't this match already happen like
Yes.
Yes!
Yes.
It did, according to the match records.
Yep.
But
It
now
happened
we're
multiple
doing it-
times.
And
This is
apparently now,
just. Let's get these three fuckers media paid. By the way, Drew McIntyre opened WrestleMania last year. In request, I said, I don't want to be the man. I want to be the first fucking match in front of our first show in a fucking crowd. And this is how you repay him with the feud with Baron Corbin's mid-card goddamn vortex.
this guy should be kept in the upper mid-card / main event scene. He's the #1 babyface of SmackDown. Fuck!
Could have had Drew versus Reigns this year, boys. That's all I'm going to say there.
I'm so disappointed.
You know what? I'm looking at this next match, and I'm like, you know, Usos taking on Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs, SmackDown tag titles. You know, a couple years ago, I see this, I'd be like, you're fucking up Shinsuke Nakamura. But now I'm like, 3 out of those 4 guys can work.
I haven't seen enough from Rick Books to gauge how good of a wrestler he is, but he is an entertaining personality.
He's entertaining as fuck. And you got 3 wrestlers out of the 4 in there that can fucking go. I'm like, I'm not going to pick a winner. I'm like, it's going to be the Usos, and then they're going to get kicked out. And then, of course, the Briscoes are going to show up. Reach for the sky, boy. And there's another dream match.
We can only hope, but...
Hey, we're fucking around at this point.
By the way, interesting note. The Usos won the tag team titles 254 days ago in Texas, so how fitting would it be if they lost their tag belts also in Texas?
And throwing a little bit it out for night 2. That'd be a hell of a way to do it. And speaking of guys who should be tag champs, well, they should anyway. New Day, Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston. Yeah, Xavier Woods is back apparently. Taking on Sheamus and Ridge Holland with Butch at ringside.
Take it with who at ringside? I kind of blank. The
guy, our guy,
The
Pete
newsie.
Dunne.
The guy was dressed like a newsie.
He's not dressed like a newsie.
Pete Dunne.
I believe those are your exact words last week, Shin.
He's not dressed like a newsie. He's not named Butch. His
But
name is.
what about what you said these past 2 weeks?
I was high on drugs.
To be fair, he was riffing what he saw on TV. And I think at this point he's at the point where he is refusing to call him Butch.
You know it's all about the Butch.
See, it doesn't even work.
Nah. It's Budge. And it's Adam Cole Bebe. Now, not Pete Dunne Bebe.
This is...
Ginyu forced to win, by the way.
Yeah, that makes fun. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, can you force?
Yeah, Ginyu force. Though I will say this: if Woods and Kofi come out as the Ginyu force, oh no, wait, they can't because they did the Dragon Ball Z at the last WrestleMania that was held at the AT&T Stadium. Ironically enough.
Oh, Enigma says Adam Butch, baby.
It's not the same.
That should not work. It's obviously not the same, but that should not work, and yet it sounds decent. Oh. Now there's three segments, 2 matches. The card has the matches, but not the KO show. But we got Seth freaking Rollins taking on an opponent to be announced by Mr. McMahon, who will announce it on the night of the event. Everybody's calling Cody Rhodes.
If it's not Cody Rhodes, the crowd will shit all over this match. If they throw Shane McMahon out there expecting, oh, this will be a nice swerve. No, it won't be. The crowd will literally shit all over the match.
100,000 people wanted to see Stone Cold and Kevin Owens getting bloody, otherwise there might be a riot. That's how much in a corner the Fed is right now.
Yep.
Because if it's Shane, there's a riot. There's a potential riot, and it depends on the result of Flair versus Ronda. So there will be a riot. that can only be quelled by Stone Cold and Kevin Owens giving stunners to every goddamn heel in the company and then stunner off on each other. Someone's getting their ass whooped and there's going to be beer drinking.
You're gonna get your naked damn stunnered.
If Shane McMahon shows up, I'll get on the cell phone and I will say, send him in. Kaze ni no re.
The crazy part is, it's Saturday, he's still available. Good Lord. There's no fucking way Vince will go for that. He doesn't know jack shit about Japanese wrestling.
And if Stone Cold gets in the way, he'd be like, if you think Stone Cold is going to be a little bitch and run out of the ring so this son of a bitch doesn't kick his ass, give it a hell yeah.
Hell yeah. No, wait. There's professional wrestling. There is professional respect between masochists and people who dole out ass kickings. The flavor is different, but the ass whooping's the same. He'd probably look at Minoru Suzuki going, "There you go, stretch his ass, kid. I'll have some beers ready when you're done." It'd be like a nod of respect more than anything else.
You get to live, Stone Cold.
Of course I get to live, you son of a bitch. I got beer.
Go enjoy.
And if I was healthier, we'd be tag team together. You'd be stretching, I'd be whooping all the asses that don't want to get stretched.
Excellent. Now go in the back and enjoy your alcoholic beverages. As for you, Shane McMahon, no witnesses.
Oh, there'll be a witness over here, pal. Oh, hell yeah. Dropping how much stack of times it calls a neck.
And if anyone else gives him more guff, I'll be like, send for the other man. Haku.
Oh, God. Could you imagine if it is Haku, though?
And Haku does nothing. He just gets in the ring with a table and eats a bucket of fried chicken. And no one will tell him to get out.
And the roof will still fly off. At least in our headcanon.
Enigma says Shane's just bitter he couldn't buy ROH.
And he tried. He just ran up into another billionaire who's got the capital to run it.
And if Brock Lesnar tries to interfere, he will come down to the ring, do his little bouncy thing. Haku would just look at him, and then he'll do his bouncy thing back to the back.
Pretty
He'll
much.
literally do the whole entrance, but in reverse.
Pretty much.
Including with the pyro shooting back down.
Yep.
Of course, R-Truth will come in, and poor R-Truth's going to get his ass kicked. Anyway, Charlotte Flair takes on Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
One wrestler I don't like versus one wrestler I don't even like even more.
So it's Bitch Flair versus you throwing that word for yourself, folks, Rousey.
From everyone I've talked to that has watched the whole build-up, they've said this is some of the worst build-up for a women's title match at WrestleMania.
It's dog. This is forced. This is literally Charlotte pulling a Cunt Hogan card.
Also, someone told me that the build-up is, can Ronda Rousey be the first person to make Charlotte tap out? Like, is that really part of the build?
That's literally when I start seeing that, and like the first thought was literally this button here.
Is Sasha Banks a joke to this company?
Bailey's injured, but yeah, Sasha Banks a joke apparently.
Because she made Charlotte tap like a dozen times.
They had a whole feud where all they do was tap each other out. It was actually a glorious feud when you really think back on it.
Nevertheless, this is going to be just a match.
Supersonic Cody's going to shock the world. I don't know if it's going to be shock the world because everyone and their mother knows he's showing up.
No,
But
what he's saying is Cody's not going to return as Cody Rhodes. He's going to return as the Shockmaster.
You know who wins this match? Johnny Gargano. He'll just slide in the ring with the War Games playset and say, Keith Lee is better than Charlotte Flair. It's true.
And Ronda's going to look at like all perplexed. I'm like, I'll break her arm and you could just step on it. She taps. We're good. I don't need this shit.
That doesn't
I'm just
make
here for a
sense.
paycheck.
That doesn't make any context to this segment because he only does that.
Neither does this entire build to the card.
Yeah.
So at this point, enjoy the chaos.
Enjoy
So
the
that's night
silence.
one. Of course, it ends with Kevin Owens and Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's not advertised on the thing on the wiki, but Stone Cold on the Kevin Owens show, which means Stunner off. Finally. Night 2 has a singular main event, but nothing in order, basically. Go ahead, Shin. I didn't mean to cut you off.
If you enjoy it, that's you, Matty. I know that these are both your boys. Me, I just don't care.
Let's just
You know
hope
what?
that
You'll watch, you'll hear the glass breaker, you go, that felt nice.
da 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 da. I'm stone cold. Da 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 da. I'm bald and old. Ba da 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 da. I have beer. Ba da 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 da. It tastes like piss. It tastes like piss.
Honestly, I want to try that. I want to try that IPA. The fact that I don't have access to that here in Canada fucking sucks. But I want to try
That's
it.
because it's for Americans.
Look, I'm Canadian. I'm not even going to try. Night 2 has the following: 4-way for the women's tag straps, and this is where you will find Sasha Banks. By the way, Queen Zelina and Carmella take on Sasha Banks and Naomi, which I've seen a few posts online that basically be chumming it up fine. By the way, so fair enough. Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan tag team. Though they look as a tag, they look like a tag team. And Natalya versus Shayna Baszler.
So Natalya is Shayna Baszler's next forced tag team partner. Great.
You will not find me anywhere near in the vicinity of giving a fuck about this match.
There are so many women in this match that deserve way better than just to be thrown together like this.
And this is one
However-
of those things. I look at Natalya and Shayna like in an alternate universe. There, people are creaming their jeans and watching this, going, "Oh my god, that's a dream tag team submission match right there."
It would be if they were booked a lot more competently.
Which is the Fed, so they're not.
Like Shayna Baszler, at this point, after spending this much time on the main roster, should be viewed as one of the baddest women to ever walk in that ring, but instead, she's just there. Just there.
She ran from a doll.
Yeah.
That was the end for her.
Yeah. She got scared by a gimmick that was even worse. Yeah. Johnny Knoxville takes on Samuel Zayn in an Anything Goes match. No. You know what this is? Forget Anything Goes. Call it a fucking prank war, because that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, we were talking about like Jackass and Viva La Bam before the show started. Yeah, that would be great if they went like full prank war on this gimmick.
Like at this point, this is the cool down or the cool off, or like this is probably something between, RKO, between AJ Styles and the main event. Like this is the epic prank war to end all prank wars.
The only way this match would be interesting to me is if they added a third person.
What you got?
Hi, I'm Kenny Rogers, and I'm here to wrestle in this match.
Oh, Will Sasso's Kenny Rogers, yes.
AKA the only Kenny Rogers I care about.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, your special guest referee. Hi, I'm Kenny Rogers. Welcome to WrestleMania Jackass.
I was raised on the dairy, bitch.
Hi, this is the Bat Fetcher trick with my teeth.
Give me all
Sami
your
Zayn.
money.
Ah!
Hey, aren't you the guy from League 182?
Ah!
This is great because me and my best friend quote the Kenny Rogers Jackass lines at each other non-fucking stop.
Well, at least it brought up an excuse to do that. So, by the way, this is one of those things like you could say, "Oh, it's going to bury Sami Zayn, folks. He's working Johnny Knoxville." That requires a little bit of trust
I'll
when
say
you
this.
really think about it.
Working with John Knoxville is, in this company, more prestigious than the Intercontinental title.
Which is fucking sad But here's the thing. I don't know if prestigious is the word, though.
It's the only word I can think of. It means more to the company.
Yeah, it means more to the company. But here's the thing. You're trusting the life and safety of a celebrity to a guy. And like at this point, pick a guy that can handle himself. Unlike the next match, which is Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory. And this is nothing against Austin Theory. He has some experience, but he's still, new.
The winner, I think you will appreciate this, Matty. Tarka Doll.
Is that one fucking dude you sent me the video of?
Yep.
Tarka Doll, the leader of the great Vindiluvian Empire.
The same.
No, you are Packlet. You are smart.
No, I'm not talking about Packlet. No, I fucking hate Packlet. I'm talking about Tarka Doll, the ambassador to the great Vindiluvian Empire.
I was now reminded of just that clip you sent me where that one fucking Klingon outsmarted Packlet.
No, he didn't outsmart a Packlet. He outstupided a Packlet.
Yeah, he did.
True.
By the way, Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory, I think that's a sleeper. Because Austin Theory is obviously good. We've seen him wrestling and Evolve. He could not have regressed it in his time with the Fed. That being said, a lot of people think, Pat McAfee's not that good, but I remember watching him on NXT against the Undisputed Era and not doing half bad. He did okay.
The winner of this match, Vince McMahon backstage creaming his jeans.
Pretty much.
Take more selfies, pal. Yes, more selfies. More selfies. Wow.
Gary Stridham. Wow.
Maybe we can all get selfies with Gary Stridham. Yes. That'd be great. Wow.
Triple threat tag. Raw Tag Team Championship. RK Bro, Randall, Keith Orton, and Riddle. Taking on the Street Profits. Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford. Of course, Alpha Academy, Chad Gable, and Otis, who, yes, is still employed in a prominent spot on the guard, all things considered.
Feels like all three of these tag teams have had the belts forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the same three teams that we've been seeing for ages. Where's the new blood in the tag division?
There is no tag division. You can't have new blood in a tag division that doesn't exist.
Oh, that makes me sad.
Yeah.
Come on.
I will root for my new favorite tag team when they get called up.
Who's your favorite new tag
Tommaso
team?
Ciampa isn't being called up with Goldie.
No. We are Packlet. We are tag team. We are a tag team. We want to be champions. We are far from home. We are Packlet.
No. What you're going to do is, you're Packlet, and you're going to put over R-Truth and his new tag team partner, Logan Paul.
Oh, Jimmy.
But we do not want to put over R-Truth and Little Jimmy. We are Packlet.
No, you're going to do it because you're the greatest tag team, and that's what great tag teams do. They put over the lesser talents. So you go over there, and you're going to lose.
Why do we need to lose? We are Packlet.
Because you're Packlet. You're great, and greatness knows when they have to lose.
We are great, yes. Then we will put over R-Truth and Little Jimmy because we are Packlet and we are great.
And that's literally just how the Klingon deal with the Packlet, ladies and gentlemen. We're not even really exaggerating. In fact, we're actually selling it.
That's the Wrestle-Cast version of that. Yeah. MD Commissioner, that'd be one reason I wish WB went on hiatus instead of ROH reshaping their, quote, divisions. They would go on hiatus, lose a shitload of money, and Nick Khan would release everybody and say, fuck you.
Basically, yeah, like, their television deals basically force them to have to be on TV all the time. And if they ever miss, like, a week or two, they have to, like, put something on the air. Like, they're not allowed to miss, like, too much television.
Why do you think the man's pushed Florida to keep wrestling as an essential service during the pandemic?
Didn't want to lose even a dollar of that TV money.
And I think even USA would have been, look, just tape a few matches, and once you run out, put something on with 2 seconds of original programming. We'll pay you. It's understandable, but Vince, Vince is Vince. Edge versus AJ Styles.
One of the few matches I'm looking forward to.
All right, so he came back in 2020. It's 2022. And I was watching The Last Ride, which is The Undertaker's documentary series. It was featuring his last moments as a professional wrestler. And Edge, when speaking on AJ Styles versus Undertaker, said, if I'm looking at that roster, if I'm gonna retire, if I'm gonna have my last match, it'd be against AJ Styles. If you got Peacock or the network, go see it. That's what he says. And the DVD, I have the DVD of it, is the quote-unquote updated one where Vince leaves it open instead of just letting Taker saying, okay, I'm done. Because Vince is a prick.
This is one of the few matches, if not the only match on this entire fucking card that feels like a WrestleMania match.
How sad does that make you feel? I know it makes me feel a little sad.
But hey, at least it's a dream match between two of the all-time greats.
We'll take it. We'll fucking take it.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Lashley takes on Omos.
Winner of Bobby Lashley.
Andre the Giant.
Waste of Bobby Lashley.
Waste of Omos when you really think about it, too.
Omos is no big loss. I have seen nothing of him to warrant him being on this card in a solo match.
I have no comment on this match because
This was tacked on because they didn't have
Bobby
nothing.
Lashley last year was the world champion, and now he is nobody.
And still recovering from shoulder surgery, apparently. But, whatever. And, we couldn't put anybody else. No Intercontinental Champion, no U.S. Champion. Fuck you, Vinny. And the main event, winner takes all. WWE and Universal Championships. Brock Lesnar, the WWE Champ, takes on the Tribal Chief. Roman Reigns, Universal Heavyweight Champion of the world.
I want to be excited, but unfortunately, for two reasons, they have run this match into the ground. And secondly, it's not really winner take all if they're still having two separate belts for two separate programs. So the excitement of the match has been killed for me because of this.
It's a unification match, but the networks still want their champions.
Birds to everybody. But let's be fair here. We love Cowboy Brock, but he ain't winning this one. It's Roman. Has to be.
Yep.
I mean,
has to be. Roman Reigns needs to be the ultimate final boss here.
Not only that, but if Roman loses to Lesnar again, you're fucking up 2 years, an entire pandemic's worth when you really think about it, of excellent story. The one good thing the Fed had during the entire pandemic, and yes, that is slightly exaggerating, but it's Roman Reigns' heel run as a tribal chief.
Yep. And just because I'm still riding high from the royalist of Royal Rumbles, outside, Paul Heyman will be going like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? What's going on? What are you doing? I'm just an advocate. What are you doing?"
Did you watch WGTP yet today?
Damn, I missed it.
You need to make reminders, man. I was like that. That's how I had my work week. I was like, oh, it's on. I'm like, all right, okay, good. And I click, and I have it in the background.
I got distracted by certain things I mentioned off stream.
Fair.
yes.
We will not bring that up.
The thing, yes.
Yep, but that needs to be a thing. Just him saying what is people doing when they do stuff like, "What, Roman? Why are you spearing him? What are you doing? That's not your finisher. No, that's Goldberg's finisher. What are you doing?"
Great stuff. But yeah, I think Roman's going to win because he needs to finally beat Lesnar at Mania because he's never done it. They've done this match so many times. This needs to be the last one.
They've made this match. This is the third time this is main eventing WrestleMania, by the way. Third time.
And unlike Rock and Austin,
It's almost the anti-Rock Austin when you think about it. But at this point, the right man will win, and you will acknowledge him. Hell, I'll acknowledge him right now. He's acknowledged.
Yeah.
About being what, particularly? I don't know, but I'll acknowledge it. He says he's a Tribal Chief. All right, cool. Universal champ. I mean, that did the belt run. That's acknowledging it right there, bud.
And then Cody Rhodes cashes in his Money in the Bank and wins.
Could you imagine though?
Whoa, you're only Cody Rhodes. Whoa.
Oh no. The amount of money, the amount of hype, the amount of negotiation he is coming out to his AEW theme, his indie theme, so to speak. Adrenaline in the soul. Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes is really Stardust.
I'm gonna dignify with yelling it. Anyway, we will not bring up the Stardust. Ow. Anyway, that's the card. Such as it is. If you choose to watch it, look, we're anti-Fed here. We're not gonna lie.
I'll try to be, but they don't give me any reason to really root for this card.
You know, it's one of those things. Like my sister and the Grant, the husband. He asked, "Are you hyped?" It's like, I mean, I've followed this shit for way too long to be hyped for this. But I'm gonna, you know what? For those who are not hyped about it and are watching this because they got Peacock, because they got Peacock, not for the Fed, but just for Peacock itself. If you got access to it and want to watch it, look, I'm not going to shit on it. Like, there's going to be those stands who will die for it. But if you're just a casual fan and you're looking at this war of words between us, repeat to yourself, it's just a show. You should really just relax. Like, it's one of those, I wanted to convince people that they should watch AEW, and then I hear Grant, the husband, and he goes, "Well, it's not that interesting. It's not hooking me." And I'm like, and I'm disappointed, of course, but I'm like, they're a casual fan, and AEW, obviously, they want to get casual fans into it. Fair enough, but they obviously cater to people who want to watch wrestling and don't particularly care for WWE's brand of bullshit. That's fair. So if you're a casual fan listening to this and feeling down, don't. This is just three guys who have seen the Fed in way better days.
Yeah.
If you want to watch this show, so look, there's plenty of reasons to enjoy this. Kevin Owens in the main event against Stone Cold Steve Austin, and let's be fair, it is against Stone Cold, not with Stone Cold. I'm hyped for that. I'm like, my boy gets to hang out with Stone Cold. And people could call it, and some of us may call it burial, but I'm like, dude, he's in the main event doing a quote, talk show segment with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah, it may not look good, but I'm like,
I would love it.
Bucket list right there, man.
I would love it if the main event segment just ended with Steen giving Austin a pile driver through a table, and he just gets up and Owens just walks away.
I mean, in a perfect world, it'd be package pile driver city. Actually, in a perfect world, it'd be a stunner off with, every jobber you ever hated. Hey, get Baron Corbin. He'll eat 10 dozen stunners. Send everybody home happy. Because, hey, Baron Corbin gets his ass kicked.
You can send Baron Corbin in there. Send in Michael Cole. Send in Byron Saxton.
Stunner fest. And then at the end of the day, Stone Cold, Kevin Owens eats a stunner. There's beer being thrown around. Everybody leaves happy.
And then there's Sandman in the front row just grabbing beers for no reason.
Because why not?
And then Tom Hardy as Ronald Cray shows up and talks shit about everybody.
Stunner.
No, he would just talk about the quality of the stunner because that's how Ronald Cray is.
And then he'd eat another stunner. And another stunner. And another stunner.
That reference is over my head.
I'll give you the video. It's actually
I want to say it's a Carnage reference.
No, it's from Legend. It's a movie he did a while back. True
Oh, yeah. Fair. Yeah, you could. Yeah, Clip will explain it better for you.
I'll send you guys the link to the scene. It's actually pretty hilarious. Tom
All
Hardy's
right.
the best.
We get 30 minutes to talk about the news. I'm assuming it's just Dynamite.
No, let's see. First up, Wyndham Rotunda did an interview at WrestleCon saying during Q&A at WrestleCon, where he says that he will return to wrestling, but timing is everything.
He's enjoying the time off, not taking bumps. He wants to come back eventually. I say, hey, let him rest up. He's filming some horror movies. Why not? Let him.
Yep, y'all said he's in the best shape of his life at the moment, so that's good to hear.
I've seen pictures of him at WrestleCon. He's looking good. He's looking real good, folks. No
So
kidding.
whenever he's ready to return,
He'll be
I'm sure
ready.
the world will be waiting.
He'll be ready, and we'll be ready for him as well. We will welcome him wherever he shows up, not the Fed, with open arms. So fair enough.
Undertaker recently did an interview with WESH.com, and he said, "Do I have one more match in me? If I had to, I could probably squeeze one out. In my mind and heart, I could go forever. But trying to get the body to deliver what my mind and heart wants to is difficult after all these years. I never want to tarnish the legacy I created and be less than what people expect. I really doubt there's any scenario that puts me back in the ring, but this is WWE, and you never say never."
Mark, speaking from one Houstonian to another, no, just don't.
He had a banger with AJ Styles, and
That's
at
the
this point,
best-
go ahead.
I was saying, that's the best way his career could end. Like any other, just any other matches.
And the fact that they're inducting him in the Hall of Fame with a statue being revealed in Triple H's first public appearance, by the fuck,
statue actually looks good.
statue looks boss. Not gonna lie. Look, let's be honest with each other. Yeah, does he feel like he could? He probably does. I mean, he's had his hip replaced and all that stuff, so he can't move as fast. But we've seen him move around in that documentary that I mentioned earlier. It's a case of just working up the sweat and the cardio to get to do a 20 to 30 minute match. And it's like, does he want to do that? Name a better opponent than AJ Styles. We'll wait.
It's not going to happen, especially considering that was the perfect scenario where they could hide all of his weaknesses.
Yep.
And they still beat the piss out of each other.
Yeah. So just no more matches, none. You're done. Retired.
This is literally a case of Vince is telling him not to retire, but I'm like, dude, no, I'm done. And he's playing it up because there always will be that one Mark who believes, and you know what? Keep that one Mark believing at that point, even if it's Vince McMahon.
I just don't want to see him any more matches. He's like,
no, none of us do. I think even he's realized. It's like, I think the best way to translate what he said was, "Oh, the mind wants you. The mind is willing. Don't know about the body though." There lies the answer.
The spirit is willing. The body is fucked up beyond recognition.
Pretty much. Pretty much there. Next
up, we have a quote from Nick Khan.
No relation to Tony Khan.
What's the con man have to say?
Everyone is treated. Comes from Matthew Belloni's The Town Podcast, where he says, everyone is treated humanely and everyone deserves to be treated that way. There are analogies with our company and other companies. Was Shaq treated better than any other player on the team? Then Kobe, of course. That's the way it is. Will Smith wasn't grabbed and escorted out of the room after slapping Chris Rock. Part of it was people don't want to experience it before, but Will Smith toughed it to the same way.
Are you actually reading the quote?
Here's the quote I want to get part. I want to. He says, "It's a meritocracy. If you're at the top of the card, maybe you have a bigger dressing room than the person at the bottom card, but everyone has the same opportunity to earn their way there."
I'm not going to stop hitting it.
Do you want me to do it, guys?
Do it.
One more time.
Fair?
You fuck young boys, Nick Khan.
Ah!
Yes, that's an actual quote, essentially, from LA Noir.
That's from L.A. Noir. Yeah, that is from L.A. Noir. But I'm gonna let Shin keep that. That's a good running gag.
And I was actually going to go for another button of yours, either Bender or Shawn Michaels.
No. Okay. Well, I got mine over here.
And by the way, that smell I was referring to is bullshit.
And I believe Bender is somewhere in here. There we go. Yeah, Tony Khan. Oh, no. Nick Khan in relation to Tony Khan.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
Yeah, I think we all know that WWE is no meritocracy because how many
It's
people...
it's an audience of one who obviously doesn't know what wrestling is if it kicked them in the ass.
Yeah, because how many people have gone themselves over, but because the company didn't want them to
Zack
get over...
Ryder would like to call bullshit 10 times over.
Zack Ryder, Rusev, pretty sure there's plenty of others. Grand Metalik should have been pushed way harder. In the 2K22 video game, there's a match in the showcase with Rey Mysterio versus Grand Metalik, and that whole showcase is just Rey Mysterio on commentary gushing about how great Grand Metalik is. Like, oh, this Grand Metalik, he's so awesome, he's so great, he's the future of Lucha Libre and WWE.
And of course, cut to Bret Hart trying to put over El Dandy, and of course, Gino Okerlund no-selling it.
Except Grand Metalik is amazing and should have been like the next Rey Mysterio, but instead they treated him so badly that he quit.
By the way, there was a picture floating around. We were talking about that before the show of Tully Blanchard, launching a new. It's Supercard of Honor, so it's just kind of spoilers if you have not seen it. By the way, if you're not watching this with us at the same time, like we're not seeing the show, but if you're not watching wrestling while listening to this show, are you doing WrestleMania Weekend right?
I have no idea. I'm not watching wrestling right now.
I mean, you're doing this thing, to be fair.
Yeah.
You're trying to concentrate, which, hey, I appreciate you.
I was this close from saying fuck this show and watching Ring of Honor instead.
And I would not have blamed you. I would not blame you.
Oh, I chose this show because I would have felt like an asshole.
Well, it is much appreciated for sure. Tully Blanchard, he popped up. He's popping up in the Tony Khan-owned Ring of Honor. And Brian Cage, who defeated Ninja Mac. It's Tully Blanchard Enterprises. The people in the picture that we were talking about earlier, and that was shared by Sean Ross Sapp, Brian Cage, and the Gates of Agony. So if you feel free to Google it, if you will. That being said, next,
let's go on to the AEW Dynamite.
All right, let's go for it. Speed round.
All right, CM Punk defeated Max Caster in an excellent opening match. 2 CM Punk matches opening the show in a row. Good stuff.
And great matches, too. Also, Max Caster did the Will Smith joke in the first line.
Just to get out of the way, I assume.
Get out of the way, because everyone was expecting it. I'm pretty sure even Max Caster went, damn it, why can't we do this shit on Monday? Probably had a couple of killer lines, and he went, it's going to be too fresh. Oh, you know what? Z-Pack joke. Classier.
Yep.
Look, if you're looking for an opinion from me on the Will Smith-Chris Rock, I think they were both wrong. And at this point, I was enjoying the chaos that the internet wrought.
Will Smith has already begun to pay his penance. He's resigned from the Academy.
There you go. All right, now, after the match, Punk did an interview with Tony Schiavone where he made it very clear that he wants the world title, whether it's from Adam Cole Bebe or the Hangman, Adam Von Page.
Whomever the champion is, shut the fuck up and take my fucking money.
We then went backstage.
It's going to be on TV. Who cares? Shut up. We're throwing money at a screen.
I don't think that's how money works, but moving on, because we got to do speed round. MJF was backstage with FTR, and oh boy, the tension's already starting to rift with this trio here because
we're gonna have to mix around on the card there. But there was a set there. The FTR did have a match against the Ass Boys, and the FTR won. It's looking like FTR is looking to go face. And long story short, they told MJF, whatever. Look, we're buddies with Wardlow. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. And of course, MJF tried to stir the pot, but of course, FTR seeing through the bullshit, saying, "Hey, your beef is with him, not us. We're out."
Yeah, and their whole thing was they didn't like that Wardlow came down to interfere in the match, and the whole reason he interfered is because MJF went out and did commentary and made sure that everyone knew he was on commentary by having this big old huge honking entrance. So they're like, hey, you caused a distraction because you came out here. You could have just stayed backstage, and all that would have just been handled there. But you almost cost us the match, jackass.
Keep your ego in check, but it's MJF. His character refuses.
Yeah.
Basically.
We also saw John Moxley defeat Jay Lethal in once again another hell of a match. And
beauty of a match, too.
And it seems like there might be building towards a Jay Lethal heel turn, maybe?
I would love nothing more but to see the foundation in the AEW. But, of course, Gresham is with Ring of Honor right now. As of right now, we don't know what's going to happen, but, you know. And yes, octopus joke here. Let's, speed round.
We also saw Marina Shafir video package of all the opponents she's defeated on AEW Dark and Elevation.
And in an unrelated segment with Jade Cargill and Smart Mark, and of course Smart Mark, well, hey, your 30th win! We got to pick someone. And I picked the perfect person, Leva Bates! And, Jade said, fuck that shit. I want it. Give me a fucking name. Marina Shafir.
So this guy should be a challenge for her.
Should be a banger.
Mm-hmm.
Also had a promo package to hype up tonight's match of Powerhouse Hobbs versus Keith Lee.
Big meaty man slapping me.
I said it on Twitter, and I'll say it here again. Hobbs' promo work has it vastly improved.
Amazing. By the way, you're coming a little soft. Just so you know.
Sorry.
I don't know how close to your mic you are there, but anyway. But yeah, agreed. His mic work has improved tenfold.
Yeah, and that's because Guy genuinely wants to learn, and he's been learning from some of the best backstage. Sure, he hasn't been on TV as much, but he appreciates what people have been putting.
You can tell he's had some practice.
You can tell he has put in the work. You can tell he's been learning from other folks because he said so himself.
He's not there yet, but I'll say this: on a one-segment build, Keith Lee versus Hobbs, I'm down on that segment. I'm down.
Yeah, and you know what? If they're main eventing, and Mark Henry's going to be introducing him. That's going to make him feel great because
that's hard work being paid off, if you ask me.
Because he legitimately loves Mark Henry. He says that the biggest person who's been influenced for his growth as a wrestler has been Mark Henry.
That's nice.
In fact,
you got all these guys: Tall Paul, Strong Mark, everybody. Now you get adding William Regal. Oh, sure, there are some names and they don't pop up too often. Of course, Paul White's on comms for Dark Elevation, but they didn't sign up to be on TV too much. They signed up to help out the guys out back there, and it's paying dividends.
Hobbs even said in an interview that he considers Mark Henry to be a father figure.
Oh, that means Hobbs and Jacob Henry are brothers.
Yeah, so much so that in his contacts on his phone, for Mark Henry's number, he doesn't have Mark Henry. He has Dad.
Oh,
that's shoot, wholesome. By the way.
That's wholesome.
Yeah, that's legit. Yeah,
that's wholesome. Something that wasn't as wholesome though was the JAS backstage promo where they're once again looking behind the curtains, see if they could take a peek.
They took a peek one side, nobody. They took a peek on the other side. Pong! And of course, it's Burton. It's Jack Burton from Big Trouble in Little China. Swing! Bong! We may be trapped.
Thank you.
This kind of reminded me of the promo that Pinnacle did with the Inner Circle last year.
Essentially, yeah.
Yep.
Unfortunately, though, things didn't go too well for Kingston and Santana Ortiz. They were outnumbered 3-5.
Started off well, and then the numbers game caught up. The Agents of Chaos doing their job again.
So
They'll find 2 more people, and then much rejoicing will be had.
Well, one person who was definitely rejoicing was William Regal as he saw a banger 10-minute contest between
Match of the fucking week. Right
only,
there.
Only 10 minutes, too. Bryan Danielson versus Wheeler Yuta. Like, goddamn. Like, they went full 100 miles an hour for these 10 minutes.
They did.
I've been high on Wheeler Yuta since I first saw him. He is about to hit his stride. He's about to blow up.
Well, he's wrestling tonight on Ring of Honor, and William Regal will be, I believe, at ringside or commentary. So they're really planting the seeds for Wheeler Yuta to join the Blackpool Combat Club, which is now canon as far as its name goes.
It's on a fucking hoodie.
Like Jon Moxley, when he made his entrance, as Matty pointed out, had the hoodie with the name on it.
I'll take it.
The BCC, give it to me.
Yipper.
We also saw an Undisputed Elite celebration that seems to be the name they're going with.
Well, they're allowed to do it anyway. So, yeah, they showed up with belts. Hangman Page beat people up.
Hold on. You missed the most important part. They pulled out a box, opened it, and there were not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 balloons!
Yep.
No expense wasted.
Or are we just going to overlook the most important part of this?
Kyle O'Reilly getting drunk?
No more. Before that, Kyle O'Reilly once again belting out another epic solo.
Oh, he been missing that air guitaring, huh?
Yep. Got a good sound out of those tag belts.
Yipper.
Unfortunately, the sound was short-lived, as Matty pointed out. Hangman interrupted, and then so did Jurassic Express, and the belts are back to their rightful owners.
Thieves.
What?
You know.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
They had their names on those belts, thus they were theirs.
They were on athletic tape.
There's still their names on the belts.
No, if you take the tape off, you see the real names on the belts. You take the tape off the world title, it doesn't say Adam Cole, it says Adam Page.
They just put the tapes over them because of those nameplates look fucking cheap.
Also, I love the fact that Kyle O'Reilly couldn't even fit his whole name on there, so it just says Kyle O.
Oh, God.
And then we got an actual good Thunder Rosa promo with Tony Schiavone, where this let her cut a promo, and it was good stuff. It's what we should have gotten last week.
Yeah.
Indeed.
But Nyla Rose versus Thunder Rosa. Yes, Nyla Rose is the first defense, which is unfortunate, but should still be a banger.
Should still be a good match, and Nyla Rose herself cut one hell of a promo.
Yeah, both got a great promo, and Vicky Guerrero was Vicky Guerrero, so, heat.
Put the earplugs in.
Yep.
Or else your ears will bleed from the screeching. We also got another backstage segment with FTR as they cut a promo on the Briscoes and called out the Young Bucks.
FTR Young Bucks 2, Electric Boogaloo.
But who would have thought we would actually see FTR actually cut a promo on the Briscoes on TV?
Well, they had a Ring of Honor pay-per-view to plug,
That's true.
to be fair.
It helps that Tony Khan owns both promotions. And then we had an Owen Hart qualifier for the women's tournament. The Bunny versus mystery opponents, Tony Storm.
Everyone was thinking Mia Yim. I was thinking Mia Yim, and I'm like, all right. We were placing final bets on the DM part of the group and of the watch group, and I'm like, my money's on Mia Yim, but now I'm hearing stuff about Tony Storm. I'm willing to bet Tony Storm's the one.
Matty, get the button ready.
The betrayal button?
No, the other button from last
Oh,
night.
dude, copyright stuff. Can't hit it here. I would have to find an 8-bit version of it.
Damn it.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Oh, well.
Yeah, anyways.
Next week. I'll have an 8-bit version next week. There's got to be an 8-bit version of that tune, for God's sakes.
One would assume Nevertheless, they had a really good match, and Toni Storm picked up the victory, as one would expect, and she is advancing in the tournament.
Yep.
All I gotta say is I hope they know what they have with Toni Storm, because she could be one of their top stars. And it's also announced that next week we're getting Hardys versus Butcher and Blade in a tables match.
Shut up and take my money.
Gonna be great.
Also, Jeff Hardy did an interview this weekend saying that the table idea was Darby Allin's from, when he did the dive off the balcony.
Yeah. It was talking to Sean Ross Sapp about that, actually. Said, turns out Darby Allin scouted the spot.
Because, of course, that would be a Darby Allin idea. Like, if anything, Darby was thinking, no, that's not high enough. If it was me, I'd go about 10 feet higher. But Jeff's old, so he has to take it easy.
Yeah.
And speaking of Darby Allin, he lost to Andrade, and hey, Andrade won a main event match! Hooray!
In a great match, and a lot of people, it's dirty. I'm like, dude, he's a heel. And he needed the fucking win.
All I'll say is, standing here, I realize.
All I do know is, if Andrade didn't win here, it would have just cooled him off way too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Darby's a pillar. He can take it. He can take the loss.
yeah, he can take a loss every now and again, especially when it was as protected as this was, when there was so much interference that it basically looked almost superhuman if he won. And by the way, before we close out tonight, Matty, did you see who was announced for the Clusterfuck Battle Royal tonight?
I did not see it, by the way, no.
It was announced 2 days ago. Announced by Joey Janela himself. Being in the Battle Royal, making his professional wrestling debut, none other than, and this is not a rib, this is not an April Fool's joke, like I said, this was announced 2 days ago on Joey Janela's official Twitter, Sean Ross Sapp.
That's the true thing. For the clusterfuck, he plugged it too. SRS. Fuck that fuck. He's getting the... Look. I hope I have enough clout to be like, all right, give me a couple of months to learn how to take a bump safely. I'll participate in a clusterfuck. I'll do it. I don't care if I have the cardio of me. I don't care. I'll do it. Bucket list that shit. Why not?
The last time we saw one of these dirt sheet people get in a match was when Brian Alvarez wrestled Jungle Boy.
And Brian Alvarez is a former pro wrestler.
Also, one of the best running jokes on The Observer is the fact that whenever Brian Alvarez teams with Tom Lawler, they always lose.
Yo. Could you imagine? A couple years from now, right? Sean Ross Sapp, Brian Alvarez, Brian Zane as a ref or manager on the ringside, me in the ring, every other dirt sheet guy that wants to fuck around. It's the collective. Could you imagine?
And unfortunately, we're running low on time, so that's unfortunately all I have.
Yeah.
I got a little bit. I got one thing.
All right, what you got,
quick.
Shane?
In a impromptu meeting with NXT staff, Nick Khan announced that WWE is now allowing their wrestlers to do outside ventures, including streaming and OnlyFans.
Yeah. Of course, this was announced when Triple H came back. It was at the same time of his appearance with the Undertaker statue. He was backstage.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was a very positive meeting. Everybody was happy to see Trips. Nick Khan was like, well, I'm not going to fuck up this. Hey, you know what? We're doing the thing now.
Whoa, nice to do it now after they already lost Adam Cole and probably a few others over it.
Too little, too late, if you ask me.
Nope. Yep.
All right, and JC, in other news, there's supposedly heat between MJF and Tony Khan. It's been resolved.
I hope so. I would hope so.
Yeah,
that was a work.
Yeah, this was over MJF's appearance on Ariel Helwani. Apparently, the PR department didn't get a holler.
That was
Whoops.
a work. That was a work.
Yeah, who cares if it's a work or not? There was heat. Randy Orton says NXT doesn't allow. All right, winners and losers before I start to cite the Dave Shintigercurl.
Wait, what?
What did I do?
Yeah, what did he do?
Who screened?
Not me.
That was me.
All right, thank you, thank you. That saves me the bother.
Oh, apparently someone's not a fan of Toriano fan.
Who said Toriano? I didn't hear Toriano.
No, that's a Toriano fan gimmick.
I don't fucking know, and at this point, I quit. Let's just go with the winners and losers.
Easy D-cell for this one. Just WrestleMania. Just it. I don't. As we saw by our preview, outside of a couple of matches, we just don't care. The apathy is here. It's just with everything that's going on this weekend with multiverse of matches and Supercard of Honor. WrestleMania just doesn't stack up to me. It just doesn't.
The hype comes from secondary, outside, third-party companies, not the Fed itself. That should tell you something.
Yeah, it just doesn't work.
When Sean Ross Sapp gets a bigger pop than most of WrestleMania, that should tell you something.
Yep. And losers, WWE, because, well, I just mentioned the reason why.
Yeah, simple enough.
I just don't care about
Yeah,
WWE.
teed up.
I just don't.
I'm in my loser too, WWE, for once again devaluing whatever value is left in the United States and Intercontinental Championships. Just, come on. Can't give them one match. Not one match. Not even a match. No match. Ugh.
They don't care. Here's a belt to make it look like we care. And of course, WWE is a loser for me as well. Just it's WrestleMania. I'm not excited. No, I'm excited to hang out with my sister and her husband. We're gonna have a good time. Apparently, pulled pork will be involved. Yay! But no hype from the show itself. Sorry, hype is absent. Winners, boys, winners.
Easy. Everything not dealing with WWE. All the matches that's going down this weekend. We got multiverse of matches. We got Supercard of Honor. We got
like a dozen GCW shows. There's also some WrestleCon shows. Like, there was so much wrestling happening this weekend. It's impossible to watch all of it.
Doesn't it make you wish, by the way, that you were being Dallas just for those indie shows?
Oh yeah, that'll be worth it alone. Just like I said, there are dozens of shows. It's impossible to see them all in one weekend.
If there's a regret from SummerSlam weekend in 2019, is not having the foresight of just saying, you know what, I'll come in a couple of days later and enjoy some of the stuff.
Yeah,
surrounding it.
Hey, you got to see some cool stuff live, though.
Dude, I got to see The Fiend's first entrance live. That's something I'll be like, that's something to brag about right there.
Yeah, you got to see him during this peak before they ruined
And Dolph
him.
Ziggler got smashed by Goldberg. That's always a fun thing. Great.
Oh, yeah.
Fun. Anyway.
As for my other winners, we have AEW for just being awesome. And last winner, non-wrestling related, Cheerio Oda for one of the best chapters, if not the best chapter of One Piece in the last 25 years of existence of that comic, and followed up with another great chapter that dropped today. God damn, you are the god, Oda, the god.
Wow. Oh, I guess I'll give my winners too, as JC pointed out. WWE's wrestlers for getting their online gimmicks back. That's cool.
Hell yeah.
And of course, to AEW and all the other wrestling promotions doing their stuff this weekend. Everyone just having a good time, having fun. Looks like everyone's just enjoying their time in this Indie Mania weekend, I guess one could call it. So, hats off to them.
For me, winners, Steiner Brothers for getting their Hall of Fame nod, and of course, Scott Steiner getting a live mic from the Fed. Hall of Fame's coming up, I think, at the end of the hour, so that's going to be a thing.
That's right, they're going to give me a live mic, and I'm going to say, you know what? Thank you. Good night.
It'd be funny if they just did that. Tony Storm and AEW, obvious reasons, and Killer Cross. The Stinger explains everything. These two gentlemen know exactly what I'm talking about. That being said, we got about a couple of minutes, so we're going to have to do some speed run plugs. Shen, go.
Maxacord, YouTube, cop that shit. And doing some board game stuff. Enjoy that shit, too. War Machine stuff. Enjoy that shit too. Might do some book stuff. Enjoy that shit too. Wrestling this weekend. Always enjoy that shit. Teed up.
Until Dawn review, it's on YouTube right now. Link is right there in the chat. Click it, enjoy it. It's my second longest review I've done so far. And it's with good reason. There's lots to talk about with this game.
Good review too, by the way, folks. You should check it out. Of course, if you want to see it earlier than anybody else, patreon.com/TWK reviews. I got a tip jar, paypal.me/ManaG316. Donations are optional, but always appreciated. On Twitter, at ManaG316, at TWK official, at Shintigercurl. Emails, thewrestlecast@gmail.com is where you send them. We got shirts, we got a Discord server in the Twitch description, and all of that jazz. That being said, that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Look, we may not be hyped for WrestleMania, but if you're watching or plan to watch, drink responsibly, snackage, bathroom breaks, and have fun. You know, turn the brain off. Obviously, the people with brains like us, would hate it, so I'm going to turn my brain off. I'm bringing a couple of replica belts on request from the fam. They say, hey, bring some. All right, cool. There'll be food, there'll be some booze, and it'll be fun. Yay! On behalf of everybody here, on behalf of Shintigercurl,
I don't care who the fuck you are. I will never, ever call you daddy.
and TWK.
I'm TWK, and I'm still a sports entertainer.
My name's Matty J. Reminding you to help out professional wrestling, support your independent promotion as soon as possible. Enjoy WrestleMania weekend, folks. Seriously. Even if it's not fun, just enjoy being with, first time in a couple years we're allowed to be with people to watch stuff together. If you have that opportunity, fuck the fact that it's gonna suck. Have fun with it, for God's sakes. Bye, everybody! Bye!
Don't tell me you don't have 4 more reps in you. Come on, Chris, don't tell me it didn't happen. I was there.
Jesse Ventura's here?
I was doing tricep extensions in the Gulf of Tonkin. I'm a frogman, so are you, Chris. Come on now. We ain't got time to bleed here in the gym.